My name is Chris Crone, and I have done over 3,000 different real estate deals. And today I want to share with you the top 5 reasons that new investors fail. Don't be that guy. You might be watching this video because you have failed at executing investments in real estate, or maybe you're brand new and you're scared that you're going to fail. This is a perfect video for you to watch. First of all, I just want to take a moment and acknowledge something. It's really important for people to understand that if you follow society's game plan and go to college, get good grades, and get a job somewhere, that is not a plan to succeed. For most people, like 98% of us, that'll never lead to the level of financial success that they want. Which means, ergo, the only way to find it is if you go outside the system. And going outside the system means that you need to become an investor, and that's going to lead you to real estate, because Andrew Carnegie says 90% of us make our money in real estate. So, with that being said, let's talk about the 5 biggest reasons why people actually fail in the game of real estate. I'm going to use my trusty whiteboard here. I'm going to walk you through this, okay? 5 reasons new investors fail. This is worth taking some notes on. By the way, if you subscribe and you watch my video, every single day I'm going to drop you a new video. I want to invite you to pull out your phone and actually just take notes, because something happens in the mind. You remember things better and you wire it when you actually take action on it. So I want to invite you to consider taking some notes or getting a journal. So here's what I want you to take notes on today. So the 5 reasons why new investors fail. The first one is low what? First one is low ROI. It stands for return on investment. Basically, it means you did a sucky deal. Just because you buy a home doesn't mean it's going to be a good deal. Most of them, 9 out of 10 deals are not good. 1 out of 10 deals are really good. New investors, they think that winning in real estate means you bought a home and you're so excited about it. And then you start learning, oh, I don't have a very good cash flow, which means that after you receive your rent money, almost all of it is going towards paying the mortgage and there's nothing left over. Which means if there's an expense, it's like, crap, I got to go dig in my own pocket to go find the money to take care of that. So one of the things I want you to learn is that investors fail because they have low ROI when you got to be searching for a what? A high ROI. Okay, number 2, a lack of what resources would be reason number 2 that investors fail? Some of you might think that it's money, but it's not. It's actually a lack of vetting resources. What that means is you look at 3 deals and you're going to do one of them. Did you know in my world, I look at 1,000 deals to find 20 to 30 that I'm actually willing to buy on? So I have mega resources for vetting. And by the way, at the end of this video, you can click the link and I'll actually share some of those resources with you. And I'll show you how you can tap into my team to actually help you with your real estate investing. But the big thing that I want you to get right now is that if you're not looking at enough deals before taking action on one, you might do the first thing that comes along, and guess what that turns into? A low return on investment. By the way, low ROI, one more way to say that. You put in a certain amount of money, call it $10,000 to do a deal, and then 5 years later when you sell, you make $20,000. Well, you doubled your money. Technically, that's a 20% annual ROI. But really, 5 years and to make 10 grand, you gotta be thinking higher ROI. You gotta be thinking better deals. Okay, number 3, over what? Over rehabbing. This means that when you do a real estate project and it needs some money put into it, one of the ways of like, oh my gosh, I can buy this dump and I can fix it up and sell it. Over rehab means that you put too much money into it. This is going to be weird, but when you're fixing something up, we get emotional when you're new to the game. So you're like, what would I want? I'd want granite. I want granite countertops. You know, oh, I want this 3-tone paint. And we start actually fixing up the house as if we were going to live in it. Don't do that. This is a game of ones and zeros, okay? This is just hard math. I want you to understand that there is a right amount to put in. You can put in less or you can put in too much. I want to ask you this question. How much should you actually be putting in? Okay, I'm just going to drop a little gold nugget on you. The correct answer is what everyone else has done in the last 6 months that has sold. If you're selling a property, you should look at comps, meaning the homes that have sold the comparables in the last 6 months. Go look at the last 3 or 5. Go look at their pictures and ask yourself, what's been selling? Oh, none of them have granite. They all freaking have like Formica. So what should you do? You should put Formica into those countertops. So don't over rehab, don't under rehab. You should do the correct amount of rehab, which is what are homes doing in the area? Okay, number 4 reasons why investors fail is they pick blank tenants. They pick what tenants? You could say they pick the wrong tenants. I'm going to say they pick poor tenants. And poor has double meaning there. Poor is they make less money than they should for being able to easily cover their rent, and they were also just a bad tenant choice. When you're new to the game, you're thinking, oh no, I can't have my home unrented. And it's been 2 weeks and no one's renting it. Oh, I got an application, and you take the first application that comes along. Does that sound familiar with the lack of vetting process? Well, vetting can be for buying, but vetting can also apply to tenants to say, hey, you should have standards to make sure you get the right tenant in there. For example, again, a little golden nugget, I don't buy in my backyard unless I'm teaching someone how to do lease option. I will actually go into the best 5 out of 350 markets inside the United States. And in those markets, I'm looking for many things, but one of the factors is I'm looking for a low cost of living and a really high income per capita. And what I'm looking for is someone that could actually afford twice as much rent for that area. You know what that means? It means that they have a lot of excess money and they make great tenants because they usually don't have a problem paying their rent. Okay, and number 5, the big 5, like we've been building up to this moment. Out of the 5 reasons new investors fail, yes, it can be you bought a property with a low ROI. It could be the lack of vetting. It could be that you put too much money into the project. It could be that you picked the wrong people to rent it out to. And number 5 here is really big. It's probably the most important. You're doing it the hard way. You've never done it before, so you're doing it the only way you know how. But I'm telling you right now, when you've done 10 projects, you'll look back and say, I was an idiot on my first project. You should never, ever, ever, never, 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 ever do real estate alone. You should never go it alone. You should always find someone's coattails that you can ride on. You need to have a mentor. Check it out. My first mentor taught me something. He said, Chris, the reason why I do real estate is for this one reason. I could create a little widget and sell it and make $1 on each one. And how many would I have to sell to make $1 million? I'd have to sell 1 million widgets and make $1 on each one to make $1 million. He says, that's a lot of work. In the game of real estate, I can count to 10 and make $1 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $1 million. Because if you make 100,000 on each home, by the way, there's strategies out there that I do that you can do that. So if you were to make 100,000 on each one, you can count to 10. Do you want to count to 1 million or count to 10? One of them's a lot faster, and you can do it 1 million more times in the space of time. Well, my mentor taught me that, and that's not all. There's a lot that my mentors taught me. Based on what I'm sharing with you, however, it might be true that you only need to do maybe 10 or 20 transactions to make $1 million, but, and there's a big fat juicy but. The big fat juicy but is really distracting my mind from what I was supposed to say next. I forgot. 10 may sound a lot easier than $1 million, but I want you to understand something about those 10. That's 10 that if you do one of them the wrong way, you could risk losing the whole farm. I've done deals where I've lost a lot of money, and it was like a big fat ouch, and it hurt really, really bad, which is very different than a big fat juicy butt. So you don't want to get yourself hurt. You want to do things the right way. You want the help of a mentor that can walk you through it, because yeah, you can do a deal that can make you 50 grand or 100 grand, but you better make sure you're doing it the right way. So you find someone that has experience. You find someone that knows what they're doing. You know, like for example, you could mentor with someone that bought 5 homes, or for example, you could mentor with someone like me that's done thousands of homes. Who do you think is going to have broader perspective? The more experience, the better. But those people are often really unattainable. They're hard to get to. You got to prove yourself, or you got to pay maybe lots of money. By the way, I've done kind of a cool thing here for the people that are subscribers to the channel here, and only the people that love what they're learning here. You're probably my people and people I want to help. So if you click the link in the description below, you're going to see exactly what that looks like. I actually have prepared some video and some information to actually show you what it could look like if I were to mentor with you. Whether it's me, however, or anyone else, this is the bigger thing I want you to understand. You need to get help, because this stuff can be hard, and hard enough that you either do it wrong, or worse, you never do it at all. And so if you want to avoid these mistakes, get someone that can really take you under their wing and really show you the ropes and give you the resources and the help that you actually need. It's something that I do. It's part of my big giving back campaign and just what brings impact and fulfillment in my life. And it also helps honestly introduce me to partners that have a lot of money that want to leverage my system and partner with me, and we'll do lots of deals together. And so it's a way for me to find those individuals as well. Well, friends, thank you so much for watching today's video. The 5 reasons that new investors fail is low ROI, a lack of vetting, they're putting too much money in the project with over rehab, they're picking tenants poorly, and they're doing it the hard way. There are easy ways and there's hard ways. If you want to find the easier ways, click the link below. Otherwise, make sure that you are a subscriber, because every day I'm popping out a video that is designed to help you become an expert thinker and actor as a real estate investor, and frankly, an overall happy, successful person in life. Take care.